Hello and welcome. If you haven't already, I invite you to please click subscribe. There's no obligation, and it allows you to be notified of all new chapters. Additional information about the story, including the author, chapter warnings, and rating, can be found in the description below. All credit goes to the original author. Bleeding Skies by Orphan Account. Chapter 12. The Flares. Derek runs forward, leading the way for the other wolves who are right behind him, having his back. The three of them form a pack, heading straight for the animals who circle them, searching for the weak spot. And they find it. Their weak spot, the weakness of every animal, is fire and flames. Derek transforms as he picks out the first animal, running towards it instead of away. The animal runs towards him, fearless for a moment, until the werewolf doesn't back out. The animal seems to hesitate in its flight towards Derek, unable to stop the weight of its body as it moves forward fast. At the same time the creature attacks, Derek throws the flare at it. Instantly, its fur catches fire. The mountain lion screeches as it becomes a living torch. Instantly, the animal turns and runs away, trying on instinct to get rid of the fire that's burning it alive. Derek growls as he watches the beast flee, but he's surprised by two other animals that attack at the same time. The first one throws him to the ground, grabbing the flesh of his arm as it throws him downwards. As the wolf lies on the ground and fights off the first animal, the second one attacks him too, its mouth open to devour him. From the plain, an animalistic cry screams out. Malia jumps out of the plane, running fearless towards the animals that attack Derek. The oldest wolf fights off the two, knowing he can't win. From the corner of his eye, he sees Scott fighting one and Liam struggling with the other. Then Malia is behind the first animal, her strength throwing the beast to the ground, pushing a burning flare between its teeth. The mountain lion takes off, its mouth, head, and body on fire soon. It drops to the ground like a log before it gets away too far. Scott manages to push his flare into the animal that is attacking him. At the same time, a second one approaches. Then that animal too runs away, its animalistic tones screeching as flames catch its fur. The second one is surprised by the flames and runs away with its mate. The bigger one is the male, the leader of the group. As he takes off, the females run after it, forgetting their prey. As Derek lies heaving on the ground, clutching his broken and damaged arm, he sees Scott sinking to the ground, bloodied as he fought a mountain lion too. Malia kneels between them. "Are you okay?" Derek nods, holding his arm as he sits up. "Where's Liam?" Malia asks. "Liam!" Scott cries out as he crawls towards Derek. For a moment, they're convinced he's gone, eaten by the other mountain lions. But then they see a shadow return back from the dark, bloodied and bruised, his blue eyes fierce and angry. The youngest wolf half limps, half walks, back towards them. "Those mountain lions won't return any time soon," Liam states forcefully. "I threw my flare at the biggest one. He lit up like a campfire. That was great." His words cause the others to grin, despite their predicament. They can just see Liam chasing the animals, baring his teeth, shouting to them in an attempt to release some of his stress. They sit together as their wounds quickly heal. Scott gathers 3 flares and lights them at the same time, throwing them on a pile. The flares make one hell of a firework, but instinctively they all know it won't be enough. "It was all for nothing," Derek mutters under his breath. The others can't blame him for saying so. As they return to the plain, Lydia sits quietly next to Stiles, who isn't saying a single word while he has returned to his ritual of focusing on his breathing, shivering. Immediately, Scott notices the difference in warmth inside the plane. It's cooling down too fast. unhealthily so. He clasps Stiles' hands, only to find they're icy cold. "I'm afraid to cover him up in blankets," Lydia says. "He's still burning up, but he could be suffering from hypothermia at this moment too. I don't know what to do, to be honest." Scott closes the plane door and goes into the back, where he finds some thin blankets. He lowers one over to Lydia and hands out others to the rest of the pack. In the front of the plane, Derek talks quietly to Mike for a few minutes. Then he turns off the radio again and returns to them. "They're combing every inch of this desert," he says. "They've covered a great deal already. It can't be too long now. They're sending in even more cars. Nobody saw the flares." He rubs his tired eyes. "I'm actually debating right now to search for them myself." "No," Scott says. "We stick together like you said. We can help Stiles, but we won't help ourselves if we take the risk. There are more mountain lions out there. We can't defend ourselves or outrun them. We stay with Stiles." "And his dad?" Lydia asks. "Any news?" "He'll be arriving soon as well. In Palm Springs, that is," Derek confirms. "They'll get him on the line so he can talk to Stiles." Malia doesn't speak a word, realizing she's on the verge of losing all hope. She feels defeated by their uselessness. Stiles grunts as he opens his eyes, trying to speak. Is my dad coming?" he heaves, struggling to fight against his pain that is getting worse again. Derek immediately sinks down, placing both hands on Stiles' chest, dark veins running up through his hands and arms. "Stiles, just rest a bit," he speaks gently. "We're right here if you need us. I'll take care of your pain. You just take it easy and stop worrying so much." Stiles' eyes catch the older wolf, relaxing a bit as he takes away the hardest pain. "No jokes, Derek? No cracks or innuendos with your hands, my naked chest?" Derek raises a dark eyebrow. "Innuendos?" Yeah, you know," Stiles snorts. You do know, some people think you got the hots for me." The wolf stares at Stiles as if he's gone mad. Then he gazes at Scott, searching for answers. The true alpha innocently grins. "Yeah, well, you do tend to tease him quite a bit. And do you know what they say about that?" "No, I don't," Derek retorts. "You tease the one you love," Lydia replies dryly. Instinctively, the oldest wolf lets go, staring from his hands to Stiles and back. Hey, don't stop now," Stiles grins wryly. "That feels pretty good." Derek holds his breath as he returns his hands to Stiles' chest, his cheeks flushing a scarlet red. Then he catches the eyes of the others, including Stiles, on him. They're all grinning. "You jerks," he mutters, releasing a wry smile on his face. Scott watches his friends as they linger around Stiles, and then he sees Stiles' face too. Somehow, despite everything that is going on, this is one of the best nights of their lives. Even with Stiles' life on the line, they have never been this close. Oh, how he misses Kira, how he wishes she were here. He catches Lydia's knowing smile as she slowly nods and places a hand on his wrist. She understands perfectly.